Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the HaChaim in the Sefer Mitzvah HaKotzar. Today is Mitzvah's Loisa, say the negative commandment, Kuf Ayin Vav 176. Shaloi legaleich Paas haroish. You're not allowed to cut off the Paas, the Paos, which means the hair, or round off the temples that are on your head. Shenemar, like it says, Loisa Kifu Paas Roishechem. Do not round off the corners that are on the temples of your head. V'chayev al kol peah upeah. And for each one that you round off, there's two of them, you'll be obligated for transgressing. Which means lefikach ha'megalech shtei tzeda'av. Somebody who shaves off both sides of the payas on the temples, afilu b'bas achas, even if you're able to do it all at once, which means I guess you have two separate razors and you're shaving both sides at the same time, you might have thought perhaps it's considered one prohibition. Says the HaChaim, it's two prohibitions, and therefore like shtayim, you're going to get two sets of lashes. Bein shegilach hapeos levad, whether you just round off the corners of the temples, bein shegilach kol harosh ke'echad, or you shave down the entire head. Either way, in such a case, you shaved off both temples, you rounded them off, and therefore you're going to get two sets of lashes. Now says the HaChaim, v'dafke isha megalech leike. It's specifically the person who does the shaving that's going to get the lashes. Mimesha isa maisa, because he's the one that's actually doing the act of rounding off the corners, rounding off the payas of one's head. Aval hamiskaleach eino leike, but the person who is getting shaved down, what did he do? He's just sitting there doing nothing. So why should he get punished? He doesn't get punished. Elim kain si'ah megalech, unless he helped the megalech, he helped the one that's shaving, shave his temples better. So I would imagine that if you're sitting in the barber's chair and the barber says, can you turn your head to the right, turn your head a little bit to the left, you hold it in place, so then you're considered to be Messiah, you're considered to be helping over here, this person to be able to shave your temples better. And then you'd be included in that prohibition as well. So therefore, a person who's going to get a haircut, not only does the barber have to be careful, but the person sitting in the barber's seat has to make sure that they're giving him a haircut that abides by halacha. Even if you just use scissors, which is not going to get as close as a razor, nevertheless it could still cut rather close. You can also transgress this prohibition. A woman doesn't have a prohibition. Her hair, she could shave off the temples of her hair. But she's not allowed to be the barber who shaves off and rounds off the corners of the temples on a man. Even if she wants to cut the hair of her child who's under the age of bar mitzvah, you can't do that either. She's not allowed to be involved in cutting off the payas rosha of anyone. This is something that applies everywhere, all the time. And as the HaChaim just explained, a woman is also bound by the prohibition of being the barber of such a haircut. And that's really what you see when you see that there are religious Jews that have what's called payas. They have the long side locks. The Hasidim are known for very long ones. Other ones are known for some that will tuck more behind the ears. What is the purpose of that? Since the Torah says not to cut off your side locks, not to cut off the hair, shave it off, the hair that's on the temples of your head. So in order to beautify this mitzvah and to display that we are specifically not cutting off the corners of our hair, therefore there are those that are particular to make sure that they have payas that show, and that is the reason behind it's beautifying the mitzvah. But in any event, getting a haircut is not a simple endeavor, and you must know the halachas of the haircut in order to make sure that when you go to supercuts or your barber down the street who has no idea what he's doing halachically, if he's a Jew, you run the risk of himself and yourself of transgressing. And if he's not a Jew and he doesn't understand what he's allowed to do on your hair and not allowed to do on your hair, and you end up moving your head around in one way or another to get that close shave that you want on the sides of your head, you will be the one that is in trouble over here, because you have now transgressed the prohibition of cutting off the payas roshai on your head. Have a wonderful day.